Greetings to you, my dear ones. Today, we will be exploring and thoroughly examining the situation of social realization, your personal success, and financial prosperity. Now, we will utilize the mystical power of a magic crystal and ask it how many potential circumstances and various opportunities we should consider here and now. Tell me, please. The crystal reveals that we will be carefully exploring with you 8 potential career pathways related specifically to your professional growth and to your social realization. Now, I will start laying out the cards. Your specific task will be to choose one of the 8. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. Right now, I'll give you a couple of extra seconds to carefully choose one of the specific cards shown here. I hope that you have made your choice. And we will now begin the analysis with the first card. Look, for the here and now. For those of you who chose the very first option, you are currently experiencing significant stress. It seems that all doors are firmly closed to you, and there is no clear path or immediate opportunity for further development. Now, we will pull out an additional card just for you. Look closely. They are showing you that in reality, the doors are open before you. Here, perhaps only you yourself do not yet see some situations because you are experiencing stress. However, you must realize that the doors are open. You need to somehow get completely out of your own little box, out of your own closed and cornered state. And then everything will truly start to look up for you. Now we will clarify. For those who chose the first option, we will clarify exactly what the very first step should be in the direction of your own success. By the way, the cards clearly show, look, your first step should be some kind of fairly proactive and energetic manifestation, that is, deliberate and active physical action. By the way, some partnership stories are not excluded here. For example, someone who is near you, who is next to you, your colleague, your partner can suggest, point out a good, necessary direction, and you just need to take it and start, not to slow down, not to wait, but specifically to take it and start. At the same time, these actions must be quite assertive, quite active. And then what kind of result do you get? Look, please pay attention, and some kind of result is already appearing. That is, if you step out of your sad little box, out of this situation that doesn't satisfy you. You start doing something quickly and actively. Pay attention to the hints all around you. Someone is giving you some kind of advice. You are getting some kind of result. The result here might not be very fast. The situation is possible here where it'll be a slow path. It'll be some kind of first step. But you will gain some experience here, an insight from which you'll draw conclusions and move on. I suggest clarifying things even further with the cards, asking, for example, for some specific and helpful advice for you. So we've clarified the first action that should be taken. And here the card shows us lightning fast action, very quick. That is, we just take it and do it. And what advice? That is, the cards would tell us what line of behavior might be chosen. Look, the cards are clearly suggesting that first and foremost, you should still be truly enjoying what is happening right now. That is to say, once you start doing it, you should be getting a great deal of pleasure from it. If something isn't quite working out for you as planned, the advice here is certainly not to get upset or discouraged. That is completely regardless of your emotions. Try not to focus on those emotions. Try to still enjoy it and move at the comfortable pace that you can afford yourself right now. And now we will draw one single card. This will be the card thinking of the most immediate upcoming event in the broad domain of your personal social realization, What unforeseen and surprising development might happen to you in the coming days? Look at that, and here it is. Unexpected wealth and prosperity will surely come here. Great opportunities will come to you if you, that is, if you simply start doing something productive. And don't get too upset about the fact that something is not turning out quite as it should at first. That is, there's no need to bring it to an ideal state. And here I also want to ask you this: what is actually standing in your way and preventing you from successfully entering into your zone of realization, finding your true and destined life path, and finally starting to earn a lot of money? What is hindering you right here and now? Look, what is hindering you is that some situations seem to have ended, but they are subject to adjustment. That is to say, you have fallen into a kind of closed story where the doors have shut, and it is quite difficult for you to, as if, crawl out of it. So it seems to you that the world somehow, well, generally doesn't help. Yes, the universe. The people around you often don't contribute to your personal success. By the way, a large amount of time spent on the internet, on Instagram and such, might be significantly hindering you. Pay attention. You really need to cut back on this time. If you find yourself spending a lot of your precious time on the internet watching various video clips, some funny videos, and so on, you need to reduce this time significantly and direct your focused efforts specifically to your productive actions in the here and now. And then you will see progress. Unexpected luck and prosperity will come to you. And after the first steps and first conclusions appear, you'll understand where to go. And then, please, absolute luck awaits you here. Next. For the individuals who have selected the second card, let's reveal it. Right now, in the sphere of social realization, professional work, and personal success, it's like you don't know what to grab onto because you have so many different ideas. All of them seem to be quite good. But specifically at this current stage, according to this card, we can say that this number of ideas, this multiplicity, is hindering you. You need to decide right now. You need to carefully choose what exactly it is you want to do, and finally reach out to take firm hold of that very cup. Yes, that very specific idea, that very important dream that you are truly ready and fully prepared to realize in your life today. And it might be particularly difficult for you here because at this current early stage of your professional career, you don't quite fully understand that not all of these different options can be realized exactly as you are imagining them right now. That is, there might be hidden pitfalls in terms of some realization. We'll now go ahead and draw an additional supporting card. And let's take a closer look. What are they trying to communicate to us here? There really are illusions, illusions that are blocking your path. This is a very serious story here. They gave a very serious hint here. That is a great many ideas and a wide variety of illusions within those ideas. What guidance and wisdom do the cards have for those individuals, for those of you who chose the second card or selected the second option? You're advised to carefully narrow down, first of all, narrow down the available options to literally some more specific and manageable ones. The story here is that it might be quite difficult for you to do. Of course, note that it will be difficult for you to choose, of course, the right option, but through trial, error, and learning the hard way, you will be able to narrow down this this entire narrative. Let's ask for some kind of clear, unmistakable sign. How to know for certain that you've carefully identified and picked out that singular promising idea truly worth your time and effort to pursue. We're asking for a helpful hint on exactly how to tell the difference. Look, here is a helpful hint for you to consider. This specific idea will be strongly supported by your entire family. This idea might also require some kind of significant family investment. This idea definitely needs careful family coordination, and once it is fully agreed upon, it will be officially approved. That is exactly how you will truly know it is the right path for you. it will somehow intersect and be deeply connected with your family's legacy. Now, let us see what your very first step should be. So, right now, you're considering options, maybe several work related options, for instance. But let us take a moment to consider what your very first step should be right now. Listen closely because your very first step on this journey should be, and you truly won't believe how simple yet profound it is, to actually take the time to deeply think about what your unique true talents and inherent abilities really are. Because when you take a moment to look deep inside yourself, when you carefully observe your own behaviors and identify what you are naturally good at without even trying, you will begin to realize which of all the countless possible options we have available here in this world actually suits you best and aligns with your soul. So you need to dig deep into yourself first and figure out what you truly want, what you're good at, and what comes easily to you. It truly needs to originate directly from the heart, from your skills, and essentially it stems from your unique talent. Then we engage in deep discussion, decide carefully, and make these important choices together with the family. And the full approval of the family will naturally follow. That's exactly how you'll know it's the right one. I would also like to tell you this, if we are currently talking about starting some brand new projects here, and you are choosing between them according to the guidance of the star card, it is absolutely vital that you do not rush into anything. So, if you are considering a new business or perhaps something else entirely, the star tells you not to hurry, first and foremost, or you will risk messing everything up. See, pay attention. Here's another hint. They gave us a very strong one. There are a lot of illusions here. There are a wide variety of deceptive illusions here, so be extremely careful and stay alert. Let me provide you with just one more helpful little hint to assist you further. Here is your hint. Never allow yourself to stop wanting and never stop striving for excellence. First and foremost, you must let it originate from your own inspiration, from your aspirations, and from your goals. But here, unfortunately, we're still talking about a lack of action. And for now, I mean, I could tell you that you need to choose and just run with it and go do it. But for now, the advice is not to rush. The advice is not to rush, to look deep inside yourself, to figure out your talents and abilities, what specifically you're good at, what you know how to do, what you want to do, and then narrow down your search for now to just a few of these options. Yeah. And don't lose your inspiration, don't rush. Moving forward from here, let's leave this option right here for now. Now we're revealing the contents of the card. For all of you who have selected the very third option, please pay close attention. Oh, my dears, here you have, of course, a significant amount of internal tension. There is a substantial and overwhelming backlog of tasks, so it is very difficult for you to cope with the daily pressure. Everything is hanging over you, everything has piled up into a mountain of stress, and you are not quite managing to stay afloat, though you are trying your best to manage. Unfortunately, only about 50%. So you're in a situation of absolute total overload right now. Well, okay, let's ask the cards. Are you truly on the right path at this moment, the specific path of your actual destiny and your ultimate successful path? We are going to clarify right now if this is indeed the correct path for you to follow. The path you are on is right, and although you might happen to veer off a little bit later on, you have fundamentally chosen the right path and the correct direction for your life. Basically, everything is perfectly fine for you, but here is another important hint that you should consider. It requires a lot of energy and strength that you'll need. Right now, I want to draw a special guidance card for you where you can find deep help and meaningful support, something that can truly ease your difficult journey and bring you peace because you are definitely on the right path and doing great. Listen carefully to me because only a very clear and well defined plan held firmly in your head will truly ease your mind and smooth your path forward. You need a very clear and deep understanding of exactly what it is that you want. So, if you find that you want to shed some of your heavy responsibilities right now, you must figure out exactly how to do it yourself and then actively introduce it into your daily life, suggest it to those around you, and take the lead to initiate it. Are there any helpers here? Let's check just in case. Yes, there are helpers. It could be colleagues, partners, or even just your partner. They might just give you a tip. And overall, the cards suggest you look into the future. Do you want to live at this pace for long? If not, you need to take immediate action to address this situation right now and release yourself from this heavy burden. And only you can truly unburden yourself because no one else can do it for you. Here, in this moment, you are your own source of internal support. I suggest we draw one more card. This is a card. This is a card that will clearly show you what is happening, where to find, let's say, yes, let's look at another deck again, where to get so much strength, so much inspiration for the realization of this 10 of Wands. Oh, my dears, well, first of all, please remember that you do indeed have a family. Most likely, there is a precious child who will truly inspire you on this very difficult, challenging path and on getting through it all. You are currently on your own unique path and you truly need to go there. And perhaps if you don't happen to have children yet, then this is really about your own inner inspiration, yes. That deep sense of your inner desires and your soul's purpose. So you have inspiration here. I want to reassure you and tell you that you are absolutely on the right track. It is just a rather difficult and stressful period of time right now. But my dears, it will pass eventually. And everything will be truly magnificent and wonderful for you. You are in the right mode now, in the right direction. I congratulate you on that. For those who chose the fourth card, your sphere of social realization is currently full of it is some kind of deep inspiration and high expectation. There are some romantic feelings here, and maybe they are even a little bit unrealistic. So for now, it is a story of you being just a little bit like this. That is not quite right, not quite right, not quite right, maybe, having gained a deep understanding of something significant. But there is at least a genuine sense of real hope. By the way, some very interesting and compelling offers may come in, or you might find some interesting idea yourself. I don't know, perhaps a dream or a new project. Something new might come into your life, bring something in, so to speak. Actually, there could also be an indication of romantic relationships, by the way, although we're looking at social realization. But it could be that you're not really into work processes right now and all that. You have romance in your head and flowers, let's say, and butterflies in your stomach. Yes. So let's clarify exactly what our first action should be. For those who chose the fourth card, in order to successfully attain the right level, the desired level, where you are consistently striving to be. Because for now, this is an illusory and fictional story. Listen, so this is the hint we're getting. You're being told to let go of illusions. In the literal sense of the word, meaning this romantic, not quite realistic story. Maybe you're being a bit naive about something. Maybe you think that you'll succeed. Yeah, all very easily, but it won't be easy. So, more specifically, illusions are being shed here. And that's the first step that needs to happen. Now we will request an advice card on the general course of action. There you shed false illusions and quietly make your way in your own direction via a very clever detour. So you need to see a fundamental and essential kind of truth here that you're presently overlooking or missing in your career path to admit, well, that this is how things really are, and quietly for now begin to navigate toward a completely different direction. So here, if we attempt to summarize the situation more comprehensively, it turns out that the path is illusory. You need to choose a different tactic here where you really need to get rid of these illusions. There is something important you don't see yet. You are seeing it entirely wrong, and you need to shed that perspective first of all. Let's go ahead and pull a special hint card to see exactly what will happen. Yeah, once you have finally shed all of those lingering illusions. This means looking at what occurs when you truly get rid of this situation, perhaps moving past some deeply deceptive concepts, or clearing away the many illusions about the current moment in your personal journey towards social fulfillment. What will actually happen? How will you know? Ah, look here, there is a very clear and strong indication of a mature man, a truly responsible, dependable, and reliable individual. So perhaps a mature, significant, and influential man will soon appear in your life, who will help you open your eyes to the hidden truth of your situation, or at least provide the essential support and guidance you need to do so yourself. Pay attention to this. So wait for it, or maybe this man is already in your life. Maybe he's already telling you this, but you're not listening. But this is a smart and intelligent individual. So it's not some kind of shallow or immature young boy, right? But specifically a smart man, a truly wise one. He comes to gradually shed these deceptive illusions and basically to finally start following your very own personal path, the exact one you truly need. Well, then, my dear ones, we're continuing. And finally, now we'll reveal the fifth and final card for those who selected the fifth card today. Now, regarding career and social fulfillment, well, it's a wonderful moment, actually. Absolutely. Because there's some hard work going on here. And here, it's like you're grinding, grinding, and constantly grinding. And you are finally achieving some real success. I truly congratulate you. And you're really putting in the immense effort and will surely get a good, wonderful, and rewarding result. Notice how even the diagnostic deck came out in the exact same way. Absolute position. Here we have the eight. The eight. Perhaps you are currently falling a bit short somewhere, not quite finishing all your tasks, not doing absolutely everything just yet. I mean, doing everything you possibly can to reach your success and your truly successful path. Why? Because let's clarify what's in the way. What's stopping you from moving faster? Well, what's in the way is needing to invest your time, your resources into other people as well. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just a common everyday situation. So you just keep going as you are. Let's ask the deck for some guidance for those who chose the fifth card. Some guidance. The guidance for you here will be this. Try to. You should strive to do fewer things in terms of your career and avoid working from a place of ego, because that mindset will inevitably slow you down and get in your way. You truly need to make a conscious effort to switch off the ego entirely, and then you will find that you can move a little bit faster and more efficiently. Right. Now, let us ask the cards for one more additional position on this specific question to gain further clarity and insight into your situation. On the question of what happens if we keep going in the same vein, does absolute success await you? What exactly is in store for you? Look, the card of thoughts has finally come out for you today. This means you will soon emerge from your shell and you will keep growing and growing into the incredible person you are truly meant to be. And with the help of, here's the thought card, you'll be thinking about how to move forward and thinking ahead. I suggest we ask one more question. I still have one left. How to speed up specifically the path to success, because we got the Eight of Pentacles, which is quite slow. So, how do we speed it up? How else can we speed it up? Inspiration. So, after all, some kind of emotional part, it really needs to be present here. Here, they suggest you drop some ego position, the desire to somehow sit on a throne, the desire to always be right. You're advised to remove that and keep specifically the deep spiritual aspiration, the soulful one, no? To become a better person, to truly want it. So there has to be an I want component, and then you'll crawl along faster. Because right now it's a bit too monotonous like this. And you'll be quite a bit slower. Here with the Eight of Pentacles, you're moving, but you're moving slowly. In principle, that is actually already quite good. But you can significantly speed up and accelerate your pace. If, by the way, you also try something new. Because, as a matter of fact, Ace of Cups, the Ace of Cups also represents some new ideas, some new, just simply something small. that you've introduced, which has sped up this whole process. But again, let's set aside the ego that's getting in the way. I'm so cool. So, relatively speaking, look, your Eight of Pentacles would progress at a significantly more rapid pace. You'd attain the status of a master and achieve success much earlier if you would simply stop thinking, I'm already cool. I'm already cool. And here we go, back to the advice. Try something new. Not that cool, you can be even better. Next. Right now, we are opening up the very next card. This is card number 6. For those who chose card number 6, at this present moment, within your social and environmental realization, the situation within your life is that you are significantly restricted and you feel like you can't break through and there's no way out. And there are also limitations as if in your head. Let's take a look. Look, you really have an exceptionally difficult and challenging situation here, and right now you do not see any clear way out of this predicament. And now we are going to consult the wisdom of the tarot cards to understand why your hands are tied, why you cannot move forward, and exactly what obstacles are stopping you from moving forward. Well, look, now, first of all, you have an arcana card of another 7. It seems that something is currently hindering you. There is a block here. A significant block is firmly in place, and another person is involved in this, and they might be the one hindering you. This specific person might be holding you back right now. Let's consider and ask what the very first step should be to navigate your way out of this situation. What exactly should your first step be? Your very first and most important step should be to announce your presence to the entire world, to boldly step out of the dark shadows, so to speak, and to finally reveal your true self to the world around you. To reveal, that is, to show your abilities, or perhaps to elevate your skills and capabilities to a certain level of true mastery. And then the entire world around you will begin to take notice, meaning your immediate environment, yes, other people, business opportunities, and so on. Because what is coming up now is a particularly difficult moral situation. The Eight of Swords is a difficult and challenging card to encounter. But in this challenging and complex situation, you're doing everything, absolutely everything within your current power. Even though your hands are tied and restricted, you're trying and doing everything you possibly can. What's hindering you is either someone in your environment who's actively working to get in your way, or there's still a lot you don't know, and your professional skills and practical experience need more time. Your knowledge is currently at an initial stage, and it deeply concerns and unsettles me that there's a significant mental or physical obstacle here that could significantly obstruct and slow down your progress. You must not cease your continuous efforts to grow and improve, focusing specifically on how much more you can incredibly grow. Let's reveal the upcoming events. We want to reveal specific events about how exactly can we comprehend that I'm on the right path. Look closely now, for here comes the end of this long and incredibly difficult journey of yours. It will surely and finally come to a complete end. It will simply and quietly fade away into the distance, all on its own, like a soft mist. That is to say, it is exactly when you start betting much further on your own personal skills and on your professional qualifications. It is just a bit hard for me to talk about this right now because the orange card clearly shows that you haven't yet fully realized your professional potential. In fact, you don't yet realize that your professional level is quite insufficient. There is a significant amount of investment that is required further ahead to successfully reach the level you desire. This includes widespread fame, great success, the internet, and the whole wide world. And there's a block here on awareness and understanding. It scares me. But whether to listen or take this advice into consideration is always up to you. And now we're moving on to the next topic. By the way, you can reach out to us directly for a personal consultation if you're interested. The next card we have here is card number 7. The current situation in social fulfillment. Well, let's call it that, right? What versions do we even have here? Our main version is this. It's about scandals, intrigues, and investigations happening all around you. Someone might be spreading some really unpleasant and malicious rumors about you right now. This could be the situation in your career and it's hindering your progress. People are gossiping about you and it might not be very kind or flattering. And the second option, which is also very likely, is that you're not yet able to just create and take decisive action. But where you are right now, to move from one point to exactly where you want to be, a great deal of creativity is required. It demands the capability to balance everything together, homework and family, and to be creative at work, coming up with new ideas, and essentially to become a star of that caliber. Let's ask the cards for some advice. Let's ask what's in the way. We'll ask what's hindering you. What's stopping you from reaching the point you desire? There, yes, look closely. This card confirms the first version that you have some kind of difficult situation at work where someone is gossiping, someone is setting you up, there's intrigue and scandals all around you in your workplace. And you have to defend yourself. So your energy is definitely being misdirected and drained. Please tell us, cards, what should be the first step for those who chose option 7? Where should they even begin to start? How are we finding a way out of this situation? Well, look, your very first action should definitely be directed toward your own personal comfort and well being. You need to somehow manage to establish this comfort. Let's draw a clarifying card. You need to establish this comfort and break free from this dependent position. So, at the very beginning, and most importantly, you need to ask yourself this crucial question: what is actively interfering with my comfortable, harmonious state? And effectively cut all diplomatic ties with every one of these various states, so to speak. Let's ask the cards how well you'll be able to handle this. Because here we have it's going to be very difficult for you to handle this here, because unforeseen circumstances might arise here. These are actually blocks from past lives. You're going through something now where either someone did something nasty to you in a past life, or you did something nasty to someone else, some bad things. Now you are paying for it a little bit. Because of all this, you are feeling quite uncomfortable, and because of this, you feel very out of place. Going back to what the cards advise us to enter, look, let us put it this way. So, based on what came out, the cards advise you, even in that uncomfortable state, come up with your own personal little daily rituals and come up with some positive things and activities that you can truly enjoy for now, thereby effectively offsetting and balancing out this whole situation that is not very pleasant or comfortable for you at this time, right? And now we will ask for one single card to guide us, which will give us a very predictable upcoming action. Not just a simple action, but a significant event within your personal sphere of social realization. Also, yes, bad people are coming to you. It's just giving you a warning. Please be careful. There really are some intrigues being woven around you. And let's check if you understand, if you see this. Well, it's as if you see it all and understand. So it's as if you're in control of the situation. And here's a warning for you that someone else will appear and something will be. You should always be very careful and cautious with people and try not to place too much trust in them, because individuals who act in that manner can sometimes be not very good or reliable. But you try to find, for now, unfortunately, this is the only advice. For now, try to find for yourself some possible comfort zone as much as it's even possible in any small things in any part of your everyday life, at work, some possible rituals and the like. And we're moving on to the eighth card for those who pulled the eighth card. Oh, what a truly wonderful story. You have received the lovers. The lovers, they speak of a choice, of a fork in the road, of the important fact that you need to make this choice with your heart. I really want to share this with you. That's what's interesting. And there might also be a theme of partnership here, and it's extremely difficult for you to make this choice. Why? Because there can also be illusions here. There isn't quite an understanding of what and how, of exactly how to choose. Because whenever you are making a significant choice, if you rely solely on thinking with your logical head, then you are thinking in a deeply illusory and deceptive way. There are dangerous hidden pitfalls there, and there are many illusions there as well. So, the advice for you here is as if to choose with your heart, to trust your gut, trust your gut because it's the advice we're asking for. Yes, my friends, choose with your heart rather than just your mind. Unfortunately, if you choose with your mind, you will hit a mental block. There is a significant block here that will block you, and it will surely give you a block for quite some time. In general, for your development, you need to choose with your heart. Um, how to know if it's the right choice? Let's ask the cards. How to know, right? If this specific choice is truly the one. We're carefully drawing a helpful hint. Oh, this is just, well, I don't know, for love, a choice for love, guys. So there's really nothing more to add here. So here, right here, you are being told over and over again to make your final decision by following your heart. Um, well, honestly, what can I really say at this point? Let's just take a closer look to see exactly how likely you are to make the right choice if you choose with your heart in the end. Also difficult. So for you, it's very hard to hear your heart. It's all very, very difficult for you. Let's draw a mystical hint from the tarot deck. The tarot deck reveals to us that this choice you are facing will be related to some matters. It might not be very pleasant for you, some kind of crisis. Maybe it'll just hit you unexpectedly, come out of the blue. So it'll appear unexpectedly and stand before you. So it'll definitely be related to a very sudden story, since this choice is hard for you. And here, by the way, take note. A family pattern is emerging here. Most likely there were situations in the family where it could be the second generation, third generation, maybe the fourth generation, but there is a distinct family pattern. I have actually developed a specific theory about this pattern, incidentally. Look at this, by the way, interesting. Um, Here is a recurring family pattern regarding the choices you make. Yes, in decision making, which is that within your extended family, your relatives, yes, they often struggled to make the right choice regarding, say, any decisions at all. But the family worked through this story and passed it to you in a good, already good quality. So notice at the very start of the spread, we got the 18 block, that's the moon block. And this is the moon, a blessing from higher powers. Your family mastered the ability to make choices and passed it to you. Um, so here, when choosing with your heart, my dears, you have the chance to make the right choice after all. This is a beautiful opportunity for you to follow your intuition and find the path that truly resonates with your soul. And just remember that it'll be related to something unexpected. Maybe it could be related to some kind of construction. I am not quite sure. Maybe it is with a building, some specific type of establishment, a specific location, right? So not just like the internet, yeah, work. So as you can see, this is the current situation we have here. I suggest I am drawing one more card from the deck. I will explain to you right now what I want to look at. And this will be for all of us. This will be for all of us. This will be a general position. What is the situation like right now? Globally, there is a certain general trend related to career, promotion, and development. That is the path to success. What is the general trend in the world right now? We want to take a look. Look how interesting. Nothing is predictable now. Everything is changing. Nothing is stable. Any foundations, as you thought, that, for example, money was earned back then, like this, And now it's like that. Basically, any of these various attachments. In fact, they are very unstable now. There are many, many significant changes happening right now. And are we truly ready for this reversed fool? Well, listen, we are ready. We are actually ready and quite well prepared for it. We understand that it's like this now. Now, humanity, I also want to say that we are being guided here by some higher powers. All of humanity is being led into this new era regarding social realization. That is very soon, in the near future, the whole story related to work and social realization will look completely different. I want to ask a question. What will this downward trend of the reversed fool be accompanied by? A general trend for all of us in terms of social realization. So this trend will be accompanied by an extensive amount of communication and discussion. That is, we will all engage in deep discussions regarding this critical issue globally, in society, communicating with each other, actively adopting and generously sharing these skills and knowledge. And what valuable guidance and advice would the cards give us? What advice would the cards give us in this difficult, let's call it time, in which higher powers help us, support us? This is definitely help from higher powers. Oh, the advice they give us is to go through it all cheerfully, joyfully learn new things, and rely on someone else, on support, and on knowledgeable people who can help. Listen, don't get too bogged down. After all, going through this is just another stage of our journey. It is some global stage of life in development and in becoming who we are. It's truly new, and you need to go through it smiling, having fun along the way, without losing your wonderful inspiration or the genuine enjoyment of life. So, my dears, here are your 10 of Swords and 8 of Swords, specifically for those who chose the first card today. I am sorry for the confusion. I accidentally took one of these cards. I would like to ask who chose the third card and who selected the fifth and sixth cards from the deck. Don't overthink it here. I mean, playfully and fun. This is like a general piece of advice. The new era brings such interesting things. I would like to thank you very much for your kind attention. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments. You can also reach out to me directly for a professional consultation. Furthermore, any additional support or generous donations you can also kindly provide for my ongoing work. I would like to thank you very much indeed and hope you have a truly wonderful day.